It feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya. 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 feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya. It feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya. It feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya.
Trijaya FM, The Real News and Information. Selamat sore pendengar dan juga pemirsa Trijaya FM. Ini mohon maaf kalau tadi saya pamit terus ternyata saya nongol lagi ya sore hari ini. Ini karena ada yang spesial hari ini. Selain tentunya Bapak Gaib Maruto Sigit yang sekarang ini sedang berada di samping saya. Jarang-jarang ini soalnya saya bisa bersirian sama beliau ya, yang akhirnya bener kan tiba-tiba ada di studio siang jelang sore hari ini.
Thank you Kaita.
Apa kabar? Duh, udah kayak di studio aja. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Kenapa saya pakai bahasa Inggris? Karena kita kedatangan tamu yang berasal from Australia.
Tangga from Australia.
Our neighbors.
Yes, of course. Ini jadi di sore hari ini kayaknya kita harus bilingual ya, Inggris ya.
Jadi jangan kaget kalau nanti saya siarannya pakai bahasa Inggris. It's okay, no problem.
Are you sure?
Would you introduce our guest now?
Oh my God.
So great ya, so great. Kayak anak Jaksel.
Oke, pemirsa Trijaya, ini juga untuk Anda yang sekarang ini sedang menyaksikan kami via YouTube. Kita juga bisa Anda saksikan ya di YouTube kami yang sekarang ini juga kita broadcast langsung di Trijaya FM. Nah, Anda juga bisa lihat nanti tamu kami yang juga sudah datang di studio. Kali ini kita ada kedatangan manager of ABC Radio Australia, ada Miss Justin Kelly. Hello.
Hello, it's very exciting to be here, and I'm sorry that I'm speaking in English. My Bahasa is terrible, so apologies about that.
It's okay, it's okay.
No problem.
Great.
Ada penerjemah, translator.
Good. And look, it's wonderful to be in your studios. This is my first trip to Jakarta. I was here for podcast Radio Days Asia on Tuesday and Wednesday at a hotel that was very, very close, apparently. I missed it all to where some of the riots were, and it looked for a little while like I may not get my first trip to Jakarta happening even. But I just thought, you know what, I'll just go and we'll just see what happens. And it's been quiet and safe, and it's been a really wonderful first trip to Jakarta. Not my first trip to Indonesia. Like many Australians, I have been to Bali before on holidays, and so I'm really happy to be here in Jakarta. It's lovely.
Were you worried when you arrived in Jakarta?
I arrived on Monday night. Yeah. On Sunday night, I was speaking to my colleague here in Jakarta, and he said, I don't think this conference is going to go ahead. I think it could end up being cancelled, but it wasn't. It proceeded, and quite a few people didn't come, but I often with these things, the stories and the big events are happening in such a small pocket, small areas that a city is actually still safe to visit. And so, yes, arrived on Monday night and I go back to Australia tonight. So a very short visit, unfortunately.
Jadi ini pendengar dan juga pemirsa Trijaya, ini Miss Justin memang kebetulan datang ke sini dalam acara Radio Day yang lagi diadakan di Jakarta ya.
Di mana, di hotel
Berita. Betul ya dekat sini nih kebetulan ya. Jadi kebetulan mampir ke sini. Terus tadi juga sempat ditanya sama Kak Gaib, worried nggak nih dengan keadaan situasi sekarang? Ternyata katanya aman-aman aja ternyata ya kan.
Oke, Justin, how Australians see about the situation in Indonesia or Jakarta?
Well, I think, do you mean with the riots?
Yes.
Yeah, I think over the weekend there was a lot of coverage in the Australian media and online about the riots. It looked it looked bad actually, but I think as a journalist myself, I just know that, the media will pick the images that look the worst and are the worst moments of these things. So that's probably what we were seeing in Australia, that it was being reported but being quite violent, and the clashes and the death of the Uber driver or the taxi driver, that was really sad. So yeah, there's been a bit of coverage about it, and I think as well, Indonesia, as you were saying, we're really close. Australia and Indonesia are very close in proximity to each other. We're near neighbours and we've got a special relationship. So when things happen in Indonesia, and because many of us have travelled, many Australians have travelled to Indonesia and have a great love of Indonesia, particularly Bali, when things happen in Indonesia, we're interested in hearing about them and concerned when there's things that are, maybe bad things that happen.
Ini yang tadi dijelaskan juga sama Miss Justin nih, pendengar Trijaya, kalau memang ternyata ini jadi berita besar di Australia gitu kan. Jadi banyak juga yang memperbincangkan masalah ini, apalagi dengan adanya meninggalnya salah satu kemarin yang ojek online itu ternyata juga jadi berita besar di Australia gitu. Tapi setelah dilihat sendiri langsung sama Miss Justin, ternyata tidak seheboh itu juga, karena beritanya memang di Australia itu sungguh sangat besar gitu. Riot yang ada di Indonesia tuh it's become riot if Australia see it, kira-kira begitu gitu kan ya gitu. So so far what do you like about Jakarta?
Well,
in general,
I think I'm going to go home back to Australia heavier than I arrived. The food is incredible. As I said, I've been to Bali many times and loved the food in Bali, and Jakarta is no different. The Indonesians, you really know how to make beautiful food. So I've had some incredible meals. I've had a bit of a chance today to drive around the city, down some beautiful streets, and yeah, it's a really great city. It's busy. The roads are very busy, which is what everyone said to me when I was saying that I was going to go to Jakarta for work. They said, "Oh gosh, the traffic's really bad." But it's...
How about comparing a traffic jam in Australia or in Indonesia?
Yeah.
How about it?
Do you know what? I live on the east coast of Australia.
Where is it?
A place called the Gold Coast.
Oh, Gold Coast, okay.
Yeah, so the capital of it's in the state of Queensland, and the capital of Queensland is a place called Brisbane. And I can drive to Brisbane in about 1 hour on a normal day, but in heavy traffic it can take 2 to 3 hours. So people might say traffic is heavy in Jakarta, but I don't think we've got it much better in where I live either. So, it is what it is. Yeah.
Ternyata ini ya, mendengar Trijaya, tadi kita pikir Jakarta udah paling trafficnya udah gimana gila-gilaan gitu. Ternyata di tempatnya Miss Justin ini di kawasan Gold Coast itu bisa sampai 2-3 jam bahkan perjalanan dari sini.
Gitu.
Karena memang macet banget ternyata di sana gitu. Hampir sama ternyata sama dengan kita ya, gitu. Kita pikir kita yang paling sedih nih kemacetannya kalau di Jakarta, ternyata sama aja. Because we're the same in a traffic jam. Okay. Okay.
We talk about Indonesian situation, but we'll ask you about the situation in Australia. Many protests about the immigration and anti-immigration. What we call
Okay.
it?
The issue about
This is very
anti-immigration.
worried for Indonesian people in.
Yeah, and I can imagine that it would be worrying. So much like when we see news of riots, you think, oh my goodness, that looks really terrible. And I imagine for Indonesians looking at the news of those protests on the weekend in many capital cities in Australia, you would also look at that and think, oh wow, Australians don't want Indonesians or immigrants here, and it's just not true. We do. We're an incredibly multicultural country. I'm the daughter of an immigrant, of a migrant myself, and I think the protests across the different cities, I've read that there are about 5,000 at most of them, that give or take a few numbers. So you're talking about a really small percentage of Australians who went out onto the streets to protest against it. My view is that it's a minority, that it doesn't reflect the feelings and the thoughts of most Australians, because most of us like myself, our parents were born in other countries. You know, we are a nation built on, migrants. So I think for most of us, we don't have those feelings against immigration at all. So, yeah.
Jadi di Australia ternyata itu ya, maksudnya mereka juga tidak suka dengan gerakan itu ya.
Iya gitu.
Jadi nggak perlu dikhawatirkan.
Sebenarnya nggak perlu dikhawatirkan juga, karena ya sejauh ini bisa dibilang anti imigran ini kan memang sebenarnya gelombangnya dari Amerika nih dan menyebar kemana-mana. Tapi di Australia sejauh ini sih ya it's can we say it safe for the immigrant in Australia?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Gitu deh.
Yeah, I think that, as I was saying, it's a small minority of people who went out on the weekend and demonstrated in that way. The rest of us don't feel that way, and I think it's very safe in Australia for people from overseas to come and live. And I know many Indonesian people go to Australia to study, from right across Asia. I work with people who are from all over the world. I think it is a safe place to come. Yeah.
Oke. Ini kita bisa buka pertanyaan nggak sih buat pendengar?
Oh, boleh,
Kalau
boleh.
misalkan ada yang mau bertanya juga.
Ya, kalau ada yang mau tanya tentang bagaimana kondisi Australia, bagaimana situasi di sana, atau nanya apapun tentang Australia, please welcome.
Yes,
Ya.
betul. If we get our listeners want to ask you about anything in Australia, is it okay?
Of course.
Okay.
I'd love to answer.
Okay, so we talk about the media and the radio.
Yes.
What is the condition media in Australia? They are still independent?
Yes. Well, so I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and we're the national broadcaster, and we're government funded. We're very separate in terms of our editorial, like what we cover. We're very separate. And then there's like companies like your own that are private companies who rely on advertising and work for a profit. So it's got a whole mix of different media. In terms of how it is, radio, I mean, you know it yourselves. We're on YouTube now, we're on social media, we're all over the place now, but people still love radio, and that hasn't gone away, and people need radio, especially in times of emergency. They need radio for companionship, for entertainment, for a whole heap of reasons. And so we have found in Australia that, and we were talking about this earlier off air, about how broadcast TV numbers of viewers has gone right down, and very, very quickly, what with Netflix and YouTube and other streaming services available. But radio hasn't had a sharper decline as TV, and I think that's sort of testament to you know, how important it still is, how important audio still is in people's lives. I was reading some stats the other day about Indonesians' love of podcasting.
Yeah.
You have like incredible numbers of people who listen to podcasts. So I don't think we're as high percentage wise, but we love podcasts too. So we've while we're doing radio, we're also doing lots of podcasting and capturing, you know, audio audiences in that way. And I'm talking about just pure audio podcasts. Of course, there's podcasts on YouTube as well that you can look at. So, yeah, I think it's been, for radio, we're going okay. I think for the rest of the minute, it's so fragmented. You know, you've really got to, you would know all this, you know, you've got to fight for the eyeballs and fight for the ears because there's so much for us now to consume every day, isn't there? Like, you know, listening to Spotify, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oke.
Jadi di Australia radio podcast
Justru
itu malah
berkembang kalau di sana.
Kalau podcast yang ada di YouTube malah enggak ya?
Malah
ada,
enggak.
cuman enggak
begitu besar seperti yang di yang audio, karena kan
Kenapa ya?
basically podcast itu kan naturally-nya memang audio kan,
Ya.
cuman sekarang jadi audio visual gitu.
Ya.
Dan ini cukup menarik juga karena kalau di kita justru kebalikannya ya.
Yes.
Kalau kita orang Indonesia kayaknya lebih suka audio visual dibanding Australia yang lebih suka audio.
Ya.
Probably mungkin seperti itu. Mungkin ya, tapi nggak tahu juga deh ini. Mungkin ada di antara Anda yang juga ingin berkomentar ataupun juga memberikan mungkin pertanyaan juga kepada Miss Justin, silakan aja. Karena ini fenomena yang cukup menarik juga, karena ternyata warga Australia lebih senang mendengarkan audio dibandingkan audio visual gitu. Kalau dari apa yang tadi disampaikan sama Miss Justin.
How about print media in Australia? Print media,
Well,
they still develop or decline?
decline. Newspapers in big decline. Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense, right? Because what do you do when you first wake up in the morning? Like, I don't know about you, but I just pick up my phone and I check my messages, and then I check what's happened in the rest of the world. And, you know, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a newspaper. I honestly couldn't, because I don't consume media in that way.
But there is still print media in
There
Australia,
is,
right?
yeah, there is. There's still major newspapers in all the capital cities. There's a big daily national newspaper as well. So we absolutely, we still have newspapers, but you know, that's been in sharp decline over quite a few years. And you know, like I was saying, I think most of us now jump online to get our news rather than heading down to the shop to buy the newspaper. My dad still reads the newspaper, but he's in his 80s, so you know, yeah, it does seem to be a certain maybe age of person who goes out to actually buy the physical paper rather than jumping on the newspaper's website, for example. Yeah.
Okay. So how about digital radio developing in Australia
Yeah.
so far?
We have digital radio in Australia, and I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but just at this conference in Jakarta this week, it's growing, it's quite healthy, it's in all the capital cities now, and I think that's where for organisations like the ABC, where we have, you know, FM transmitters and AM transmitters, and they're hugely expensive to run, and you can't just think of up another station and then, you know, put up a transmitter.
You still have AM frequency?
We do, yeah. We have AM and FM. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we do, and but we have digital stations as well. So yeah, and a whole host of them, because you know you can kind of go niche on the digital stations, and yeah, it's quite successful. And I think, like many parts of the world, cars aren't coming out of the manufacturers without digital radio. So it'll just, I imagine, continue to grow.
Menarik ya.
Justin, in Indonesia, digital era and social media give the impact for the more numerous hoax in. What about in Australia?
So, so you're saying that the social medias and hoaxes
Yes.
on and fake news and
Yes.
yes, it's the same. It's the same in
It's the same.
Australia. Yeah, yeah, and we're across the Pacific as well. You know, sort of false information about a whole range of things happen on social media channels as it would here. So I think that's a really big challenge, and it's a challenge for all of us, really, isn't it? You know, not just the media. It's a challenge for us as people living in society to kind of question things that you like. Don't believe everything you read if it's something that's on Facebook or something that's on Twitter or wherever. You know, like, do your research and go to reputable information sources to make sure you're getting the right details and the right information.
Is there buzzer in Australia?
Is there?
Buzzer? You know buzzer?
I'm looking really black.
Influencer.
Buzzer beda
Oh.
dong buzzer sama influencer.
No, buzzer itu memang ininya di
Only
sini
in
di kita,
Indonesia.
only in Indonesia. It's like influencer.
Influencers.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes, absolutely. There are influencers.
Oh, really?
Oh, heaps of them. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
How about influencer in Australia nowadays?
How? What do they do, or which are the influencers?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine they're the same as yours, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're different. But I think there's health and fitness influencers.
I see.
There's, you know, attractive people selling all manners of
Yeah.
things. There's sports stars who, you know, they do their sport, but they also pay to advertise products. There's all sorts of influencers. So that can be tricky to kind of navigate your way through too, because, you know, is this an ad or is this just their life? Like, what is this? What am I looking at? So, yeah.
Gimana Kak tadi Kak?
Ya, jadi influencer di sana tuh sebenarnya
Tetap ada.
sama gitu. Cuman memang lebih ke kayak politik, bukan lebih ke politik tapi lebih ke ads atau tapi memang agak membingungkan apakah memang beneran ads atau memang apa ya istilahnya, memang dia kontennya seperti itu. Jadi memang agak membingungkan kalau influencer di sana gitu.
Buzzer politik ada?
I don't know. Mungkin bisa ditanya
The buzzer in Indonesia, it's mean the influencer who paid for endorse something, the politician, the policy, something like that.
We don't so much have, I don't think anyway, so much have the political influencers. I mean, I think that's more people posting things of their views and whatnot.
Yeah.
To me, it's the influencers are selling products.
lebih ke selling produk kalau di sana.
Yeah.
Jadi jual produk ya.
Kayak brand ambassador gitulah, kayak ya influencer yang suka jualan beli ini beli itu ya, sama influencer kita juga gitu kan
Jadi
sebenarnya.
politician influencer
No, I don't feel like I see that as much.
Yes.
But I definitely see a lot of face cream.
Oh,
You know, or beauty products. But
Beauty
that could
product.
be because of the people that I follow on social media.
kalau
Yeah.
gitu Kak, kita bisa buka bisnis di Australia.
bisa.
Ya, karena
Benar,
belum ada
benar.
buzzer di sana.
Benar. Cuma nanti ditanya gimana caranya biar bisa pindah ke Australia. Ini
Ya,
penting nih.
ya.
Oke, ini how about in generally condition of media companies in Australia, not only radio but generally.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it's the media has been really diversifying or fragmenting really over the last 10 years. And some of them are, I would think, are struggling as, well, the rise of influencers and the rise of social media where, you know, businesses don't have to come to us,
Yes,
you know, the traditional media organisations anymore to be able to sell their products. They've got other means. So advertising revenue has really dropped, which then affects those organisations and affects the sorts of, you know, journalism that they can do. So I would, I think it's been difficult, and especially for, you know, older legacy organisations. Say, how long has your company been going?
From radio I guess 90
Apa Kak?
tahun kita untuk radio sekarang tahun 90 kan?
Ya, tahun 90.
Berapa lama kita berdiri dari tahun 90
Ya.
kan? 91, 91
91.
probably.
91. Yeah, well, and so the ABC is
I
Oh
know
my
it's
goodness,
long
80,
80s, yes, 80s.
90? Gosh, I should
no.
know that. I don't know the answer
I
to
think
that.
80s.
Anyway,
because
really,
80s, I listened to ABC like 18.4.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, but
it's
it's
coming from the AM frequency. It's
Got it.
84,
Radio
80,
Australia, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
84 or 83.
well, I know with ABC Radio Australia, which I manage, it's 85 years old. Like we're talking,
Wow, okay.
you know, old organisations, and even if your organisation was, you know, only 1990, things have changed so vastly in that time, haven't they? So I think it is hard for our sorts of, you know, legacy institutions to really move quickly with the times. So I think that's been a challenge for the media in Australia, but the legacy media to, you know, see that they have to adapt to the way that people are consuming content now. So yeah, I think it's been tough. Yep.
So it's all about digital right now in media in Australia.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that would be the same here and anywhere,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
isn't it? Or at least, you know, you might still have your broadcast radio, but you put it in other places. And this is a great example of that. You know, you're also streaming on YouTube because you're meeting your audience where they are. And we try and do the same, you know. If you've got a radio story, how are we going to make that work on social media so that we find two different audiences and therefore a bigger audience?
Okay, can you explain about the ABC radio for our listener?
Yeah, ABC Radio Australia, where I'm from, or just ABC
But
Radio
ABC,
in different in
ABC
general?
Media.
Yeah, well, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation is Australia's national broadcaster. So, if you've heard of the BBC, and many people are probably more familiar with the BBC than the ABC, we're like that. We're like the BBC, but we're the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting
Like
Corporation.
BBC, but A.
That's it.
BBC,
They're very similar. I mean,
BBC in England,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
but ABC in Australia.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
A and B.
yeah.
Australia
British
and
Broadcasting.
yes.
That's right. Yes.
Australian Broadcasting.
That's right. So we're very similar to the BBC, and lots of people will, you know, are familiar with their brand and they have heard of the BBC, but maybe not so much the ABC. But we're like that. We're the public broadcaster of Australia, and we have, much like the BBC, we have, you know, online, digital, social, TV content, film and screen content, audio content. So we kind of do it all. We're a big media organisation. So, and my part of the ABC is in ABC International, and so we're the international arm of the ABC. And you might have heard of ABC Radio Australia. Yeah. I am told by my colleagues here that it was quite well known when we used to broadcast here on shortwave. We don't do that, unfortunately, anymore. But yeah, we broadcast to right across the Pacific and to Dili as well. And Papua New Guinea is our biggest market.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're based in Australia, so we broadcast from Australia but out into the region.
Oke, menarik nih ya. Gitu. Jadi basically sih sebenarnya tadi kalau sudah Anda dengarkan nih pendengar Trijaya dan juga pemirsa, kalau misalkan Anda tahu BBC, sebenarnya ABC itu sama dengan BBC gitu konten-kontennya. Jadi nggak hanya radio ya. Ada televisi, ada YouTube channel, macam-macam. Media online gitu banyak ada, dan pemberitaannya, informasinya juga sebenarnya banyak macamnya.
Ya, radionya didengerin di Papua New Guinea sama Timor Leste kalau nggak salah ya.
Ya bisa. Tapi sebenarnya kalau lewat jalur AM bisa didengerin sih. Bisa karena tapi nggak tahu sekarang ya. I don't know right now. Because kalau zaman saya dulu tahun 80-an saya dengerin ABC tapi via AM.
Oh, AM ya.
I'm ABC listener in 80 something, 84 or 83. Coming from AM frequency back in the day.
I think you would have been listening on shortwave, wouldn't you? Or do we Yeah, shortwave.
S-wave, right.
Yeah, shortwave. And now, in Australia, we have, as we talked about, digital, FM, and AM. And in the Pacific, we're on FM transmitters.
Yeah, shortwave. I think it's shortwave. Yeah. Tahun berapa ya? 848 ya, segituan deh, 85, 84.
Yeah, it would have been shortwave.
How about now? There's no shortwave anymore?
No, we switched off. ABC switched off our shortwave services back. Oh, I wish Dickie was here. He knew the answer to this, but I think it was 2014. Due to government funding, we had to switch that off. So no, we don't broadcast on shortwave anymore, which means we also don't broadcast to Asia anymore. So any of the content we have that we make for Asia is a podcast or online. Yeah.
But you still do it in Asia.
A little tiny bit, not much. This is part of the reason why I'm here in the offices today, is having a chat about, well, what could we make together? What could we do that gets broadcast in Indonesia? And why Indonesia? Well, as I was saying before, like we're neighbours. We're really close. We Australia, but we the ABC also think that Indonesia is a really important place for Australia because of that relationship. So that's why Indonesia.
Justin, you have seen the amateur radio. You came on to Trijaya. What do you think about?
Oh, it's amazing. I didn't really know what to expect coming today. And when we pulled up to the building, I was like, wow, this place is amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, my goodness, it's huge. And I don't know if, the listener has been into this building or seen footage of the building, but you walk into the building here and there's this huge TV screen with all your different, like the TV side of your business with all the different stations on it. It's really incredibly impressive. And then coming upstairs to the radio side of the business and seeing all the studios, it's really impressive. I really love what you're doing with your podcast studios. That's pretty exciting. You sound like you're a bit ahead of us in some ways on the video side of podcasting. We're still sort of muddling our way through that side of it. No, it's really impressive. Yeah.
Okay.
Saatnya bekerja sama ini kayaknya.
Iya. Jadi nantikan kita akan menjajaki kerjasama dengan ABC Radio dari Australia. Tunggu saja tanggal mainnya di tahun ini, mudah-mudahan kita ada siaran bareng dengan ABC Australia.
Langsung aja tanya, Justice, is there any opportunity for collaboration between ABC and Trijaya?
Yeah, I think so. We've just been chatting about, whether or not we could do, have one of your presenters and one of our presenters and link up the studio every week to have a chat about, I'm not exactly sure what yet, but, life here, life in Australia, life for Indonesians who are living in Australia, either in the diaspora or students, could be focusing on people doing amazing things in Australia who are of Indonesian heritage. I think that there will be lots of really cool things we can talk about. It's just working out what is that and how would that work. But technically we can make it happen.
Okay.
So, as in, like, the technology is there for us to do a really cool collaboration, I think. Let's see what we can make happen.
Oh yes, let's go.
Make it happen, let's do it.
Yes.
Ada lagu penyanyi Australia? Jason Donovan. You know Jason Donovan?
I do know Jason Donovan.
My idol in...
I can't say that I necessarily like Jason Donovan's music, but it's probably been multiple years since I've heard Jason Donovan.
Kylie Minogue, ada Kylie Minogue?
Oh, Kylie. Yeah.
Kylie Minogue.
My queen.
Well, it's funny because you said pick a song and I picked Taylor Swift because I thought, no, at least everyone will know Taylor Swift. But you're right, Kylie. I should have remembered Kylie, that people know Kylie.
Okay.
We grew up with Kylie
Did
Minogue
you?
and Jason Donovan.
Did you really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you get Neighbours here? The show Neighbours. Is that how you know them, or no, you only know them through music?
From the TV in RCTI.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, great.
MTV.
Yeah.
For the sports star from Australia, Pat Cash.
Oh yeah, Pat Cash, the tennis player.
Pat Cash, the tennis player. Siapa lagi? Ya?
Fatcast.
Fatcast.
Ketahuan banget umurnya
Iya.
Fatcast soalnya.
I'm pretty sure we've had good sports people and singers since Jason and Kylie and Pat Cash, but obviously they haven't made it in Indonesia.
Yes. Oke, Kaita.
Soalnya ini apa ya, kayaknya udah mulai dicolek-colek nih
Yeah.
sama Miss Nika pasti kita. But is there any final comment for our listener?
Before kita setel Kylie Minogue.
Oh.
Because the timing it's not Mr. Diki udah mulai dari tadi udah mulai gini kayaknya. The time is out. Time out. Tapi ini is there any final comment for our listener?
Oh, I think just thank you for having me in your country. It's been really great visit. It's been too short. I mean, when I planned it, it didn't seem too short, but now that I'm here, it's way too short. And then I'll need to come back sooner rather than later. So thank you. And please come to Australia too. It's a lovely place and it is safe and welcoming and all those things that maybe it didn't seem like it on the weekend. So, yeah. And thanks for having me.
Thank you,
You're
Justin.
very welcome. Thank you
Terima
very much
kasih.
for your time. Terima kasih sekali lagi nih untuk Miss Justin yang sudah juga hadir ke studio kami, pendengar Trijaya. Sebenarnya kita pengen lama juga nih karena banyak yang pengen ditanyain dan juga banyak sebenarnya pertanyaan lain. Cuman kayaknya waktunya nih Mr. Diki udah mulai dari tadi udah mulai dadah kayaknya ya. Tapi yang pasti pendengar Trijaya, terima kasih juga untuk Anda yang sudah bergabung bersama kami. Nanti I don't know apakah nanti Kak Riri akan ada di sini atau enggak. Kita tunggu saja. Jam 4 ada. Oke, nanti Riri Artakusumaya akan kembali menemani Anda dan ngomongin tentang musisi ataupun juga penyanyi dari Australia. Nah, ini tadi seperti ini duet antara Kylie Minogue dan juga Jason Donovan. This is
It feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya. 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 It feels good. It sounds great. It's Trijaya.
Atau pasal 3